And the fax number is 338048. If you want to email anything, jb@bbc.co.uk is the address. They're winding up now anyway. From the chairman of the board, from me, John Bennett. Bye-bye.
We don't have an answer phone, but I'm learning to live with it. Good morning. Thank you, John Bennett in Belfast. Thank you, Susan McReynolds up here in Derry, Stoke, London, Derry. Good morning.
BBC Radio Foyle
and BBC Radio Ulster
with Gerry Anderson.
Good morning, it's Friday and everyone tells me it's complaints day, but I say what's different from that day, any other day. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. Feel free to do so because after all it's your BBC, unless you try and get in the front door. You can send me an email if you wish, it's gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. That's the phone number again, 08459 555 678. There's been some sporadic criticism that I say that number too quickly, and I probably do, but it's because I'm so excited, you see, with the prospect of spending another hour and a half with you, the people that I love so much, even more than Hugo does. I played a record yesterday and it struck a chord with many people, 3 to be exact, and they want to hear it again because they said they'd never heard anything like it before. It's the old Turtle song, if you remember that, called Happy Together, sung by the Red Army Choir. This is the sort of thing you don't hear every day. I thought it might be prudent to play it again. Listen carefully, it's not bad. It's excellent, actually.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hope you die so happy together.
I should call you up in Mr. Dan, and you say you belong to me. And use my mind, imagine how the world would be so very fine, so happy together. And me, no matter how they toss the dice, it gets to be the only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, the skies may be blue for all my life. Me and you. And you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it has to be the only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. And me, no matter how they toss the dice, it has to be the only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together, so happy together, so happy together, so happy together, so happy together.
What a fantastic record. That's the Leningrad Cowboys and the Red Army Choir singing the Turtles Happy Together. I would love to meet the man who convinced the Red Army Choir to do that. I want to meet that man and shake his hand because I've never heard anything as great. Right, we've got a vast range of correspondence today, so I don't know where to start. Here's a poem from John McMenamin, who's confused and indeed perplexed a little about the surfeit of Geordie, so to speak. You know Geordie Totem, I speak to often in this programme. There's been spottings, isolated spottings of another Geordie, a man, a doppelganger, an impersonation. impersonator. It's a worrying time, and he's put some thoughts on paper. It's called "How Do We Know That Geordie's Really Geordie?" It's a question now that I just can't work out. How do we know that Geordie's really Geordie now that two of them are to be seen about? When we hear a Geordie on the phone and talking sense to you, is it really Geordie number one, or could it be Geordie number two? And the Geordie at the market shaking hands with everyone, people say he's Geordie number two, but he could be Geordie number one. Both Geordies now are similar, quite friendly, never rude, and their answer to the nation's ills is always, as always, Jay's fluid. So how can we know that Geordie's really Geordie? How can we tell them two apart? Is Geordie really sitting at home with Tiny, or is Geordie out there walking around the mart? One thing disturbs me, Gerry. In fact, I shivered in my socks to hear that Geordie number one has been bitten by a fox. I don't think that would happen, and I put it down to you. Does that sound like Geordie number one? No, it sounds more like Geordie number two. So how do we know that Geordie's really Geordie? Someone out there must have got a plan. Should we put Geordies in a sheep pen and have them both examined by Anne? Should we resort to fingerprints? Well, I really cannot say. Perhaps the last resort will be to test for DNA. So, if someday you meet a Geordie with a hat upon his head, go up to him and say to him, "Who dungs out your bed?" So, how do we know that Geordie's really Geordie? I must admit my head is in a daze. Perhaps Geordie's just like God, a mystery, and people find their Geordie in many different ways, or are touched in the forehead and find Geordie. They seek him here, they seek him there, they seek the Geordie everywhere, but I'd know Geordie because I'm shrewd. I'd know Geordie by the smell of, yes, Jay's fluid. Jay's fluid super drug kills mains, fleas, ticks, in fact, any bug. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, there's a bird in the background. I want it identified immediately. What is it, a canary, budgie, macaw?
There's two budgies.
Two budgies?
Yep.
Budgies in duplicate.
No, one's yellow and one's blue.
Is that Woolly Crow? Is it?
No.
Sorry, you sound remarkably like Woolly Crow, and I say Woolly Crow not because I make an identification between you and the budgies, but
right.
There is a man called Woolly Crow who talks to me in much the same manner as you do. His voice sounds the same, but I didn't know he had two budgies. What are the budgies' names? Joey 1, Joey 2?
No, one's called Tweety and the other one's called Fresta.
Tweety and?
Fresta.
How do you spell that second one?
I don't know myself.
What is the against? Fress?
Fresta, Tweety and Fresta pie, the ones after the Tweety pie,
I didn't... Oh, Sylvester!
Aye.
Oh, Sylvester!
Oh, aye.
What did you say, Vest? No, it's Sylvester. Sylvester. Sorry, I'm turning into George Jones again. There's a child needs some attention. Is that your own child?
Yep.
Good. What can we do for you today? Have you any complaint or anything at all?
No, it's, my wife's sister's wee pup, or the mum died, and there's two pups left.
Oh dear. What kind of pups are they?
They're Springers.
Springer Spaniels?
Aye, pedigree.
Oh dear. Pedigree?
Aye.
Right, and how long have they been knocking?
A week.
A week without a mother?
Yeah, and the girl's called Linda, and she's been every 2 hours trying to feed them, like.
That's what I'm thinking. It's an awful serious job,
and
then.
plus she has three children, and one of them's a bit not too well at the moment herself,
So she's feeding people all day, and animals and everything. Just every minute that God sends, she's putting something into somebody's mouth.
Aye.
Right.
I was just wondering if anybody around had a mother, had pups there, to look after the two wee dogs that are strong enough,
You've only got two?
Aye, two dogs.
Well, if any Springer Spaniel, what is the average litter for a Springer Spaniel? Do you know?
I don't know at all. There was three there, but one of them died.
Oh, dear. Well, it's quite conceivable that they could have, I don't know how many pups Springer Spaniels have. I mean, if it's not unusual for them to have 4 or 5, maybe someone who had 2 could squeeze in your 2.
Aye.
I don't know. Maybe an expert would tell me. Maybe. So let's put that out anyway. Anyone who'd be able to. What is the word? It's not wean, is it? It's nurse. What's the word?
I don't really know the word myself.
Rare.
A foster mother,
Foster mother, I suppose, that's the word, yeah? I can't think of... I've got to the stage now I can't think of words for things, and I forget people's names. I don't know what's happening to me. I think it's the drink. Anyway, we'll try and... Are you in Belfast at all?
No, I'm phoned from here from Portadown.
Portadown, right.
And
okay.
Anywhere from Portadown, anybody from Tandagee, Guildford area.
Maybe a 10, 20 mile radius, that type of thing.
Or Bridge area.
Yeah, right.
Or anywhere at all, she said.
Well, you see, you're kind of Geordie's area there.
Pardon?
That's kind of Geordie's area.
I know Geordie, yeah.
He might know.
Yeah, I listen to you every morning.
He might know somebody who'd be able to help you out. He knows everything.
I hope it's not Jess Stewart.
No, keep away from that stuff. I had an awful dose of it the other night. I could hardly get up yesterday. Right, okay, well, we'll try and we'll put the call out. Anyone who's willing to, anyone who's got a dog, should I say, who's willing to take on 2 Springer Spaniel pups without a mother.
Yeah.
And, yeah?
I was wondering, could you then put me back to the lady again I was talking to?
I certainly
And then
will.
I give you Linda's house number.
Certainly, yes,
and then
okay.
She's not in, they could phone me at home here.
That's okay. As soon as we finish our conversation, you'll be put straight back to Geraldine. And then you can chat away to her. Okay, so we'll get in contact with you if anything comes up, okay?
All right, thank you very much.
Not at all. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Bye. Bye. Another person phoned this programme the other day, very concerned. A lady was concerned. She worked for the hospice and she was out doing good work and she parked her car and somebody banged into it. And she was rightly upset. But she wrote, so another person wrote this letter and says, "We enjoyed listening to your show on Wednesday when one of our community nurses rang in to tell you about her tale of woe, about the damage to her car. We felt the call of the muse and had to put pen to paper. This is our ode to Mrs. Coltra. This is from the Northern Ireland Hospice. I'll try that again. The Northern Ireland Hospice Nurses Inpatient Unit. It's not impatient, it's inpatient, and could be impatient as well for all I know. It's an ode to Mrs. Coltra. I don't know what this means. I hope this is not derogatory in any way. A phone call to Gerry Anderson created quite a din. Who is this mysterious lady who had her car bashed in? She sounded very eloquent as her tale she did unfold for the Northern Ireland Hospice. She works as good as gold. She was on the Paul Rankin Challenge, it says here. No recommendation in this programme. But her accent gradually faded as on and on she went from Coltra to the Shankill. She told how her car was bent. Her car was only metal, but to her it was a sin, and if she found the culprits, she'd put their windows in. She said she believed in karma, and in Gerry she found a chum. He said the wee people of Northern Ireland wouldn't recognise karma if it bit them in the bum. And I still stand by that statement.
No righteous man has the right to you. This is so real, it's true. So throw your money down, I'll see you around. You look so different, no way, not tonight. I'm rocking it out, and I try so hard, but I don't know how. fire and you're burning like fire, just victims of the night alone. And you say you're knocked down, you're knocking me out, it shows. And I'll see you around. I'll see you around. I'll see you around. I'll see you around.
There we are. That's a band called Silver Sun. That's a song called I'll See You Around from an album called Neo Wave. Right, some messages coming in. I have to say hello. Happy birthday to Boney Maloney. Or it's Boney Maloney. I got a girl called Boney Maloney who's 41 today. Lots of love from David, Becky and Geordie. Right? Not our Geordie, I think it's another Geordie. And some emails, other emails. Stephen Barnes says, you asked a question the other day about the King of Hearts. The King of Hearts did originally have a moustache. That's the King of Hearts on the playing cards. It was lost by poor copying of the original design, hence leaving the impression that the fella has no moustache, whereas he actually did. How interesting. Mark McKinley says, where can I get an album called Wings that you play by Jennifer Rowland? You played this on your show, which I would never miss. I went to a well-known local store in Belfast and they told me that I always play music before it's on sale. Well, I do actually, yeah, just to confuse the people. Well, that's on... let me just check here. I have it here. That's on... Why did they not tell you what label it is? I hate that, the way you have to work it all out for yourself. It's Magnetic Music. It's MMR... CD 1025. That should be readily available because there is a branch, I don't know, there's a publishing end of it down in the south of Ireland, actually, in somewhere like Kerry. But any large record shop should be able to trace that. The album is called Wings by Jennifer Rowland. The number is MMR CD 1025. It's Magnetic Music. I'm going to play one of those tracks later on. And here's so that's that. Sorry, I was going to read that again. I realised it's foolish. Kevin McAleer sends me, well-known, one of our finest comedians, actually. The funniest comedian. Isn't it strange that our best comedian couldn't be bothered? That says a lot about the rest of them, doesn't it? It says, I'm trying to plug our local community festival. Kevin McAleer and friends will be appearing at Drumduff Community Centre. I think it's tonight. That's near Oma, of course, Drumduff Community Centre. Yes, it is tonight. An evening of comedy, music, tall stories, song, dance and intrigue in a romantic rural marquee setting, it says here. See the cream of local talent outstanding in their field. I know Kevin McAleer wrote this. As part of the 3-day annual Flax Pullers Festival, on Saturday, there's the fun day with the fortune teller all the way from Fermanagh. It's a long way. Tug of war, duck racing on the bouncy castle. That'll be something to see. Face painting on the rifle range. Barbecue and dance in the evening. Hot foot dancing. On Sunday there's a kids disco and bingo simultaneously. Top prize is £1,000. Runners up, a weekend for 3 in Colombia. Did you see the 3 guys? It's funny. They now say that they were tourists. If you don't know where Drumduff is, take the Cookstown Road 4 miles out of Oma and follow the signs. So that's Kevin McAleer. Kevin McAleer, in my opinion, is the funniest, best, most talented writer and the funniest person who ever told a joke or made a comment about the Northern Ireland situation. And it's weird, isn't it? But the better you are in this country, the worse you're treated. Look at that. Happy New Year. Right, okay. Michelle O'Neill. This is probably a long shot, she said, but a work colleague said that I should contact yourselves to see if you could help. Oh, you've come to the right place here. Anything to do with four-legged friends, we never let you down. We have lost our kitten. He is 4 or 5 months old, or between 4 and 5 months old, and answers to the name of Oscar. Oscar is all white on his stomach, with a black and grey marble streak along his back. It's kind of like me. He was lost yesterday in the Ormeau Road area. I'd be grateful if you could do this announcement to see if anyone has seen it. And Michelle, she works in the Queen's University in Belfast, so obviously it sneaked out of a seminar. It's between 4 and 5 months old. An answer to the name of Oscar. It's all white in his stomach with a black and grey marble streak along his back, right to the top of his tail. I don't have a tail. Sometimes I wish I had. So keep an eye out for that down in the Ormo Road area. I can't speak today. I hope you'll bear with me. Please say hello to my friend Aidan Murray, who listens to this programme every day in automation controls at Musgrave Park in Belfast. He will be screwing something together right now. What's a relief? I'm sure. As he says, he's a very hard worker and is inspired by Leo, his workmate, whom I have seen sleeping in some of his digital pictures. He told me he was going to send you a digital picture, but I haven't heard you mention it. No, I haven't received a digital picture. So I take it he hasn't got around to sending you the digital picture. So you could hurry him on with the digital picture. While I'm here, have you ever heard of a song called Some People Cry? I heard it years ago on your station, sung by a woman, and very folk or local sounding. Not a chart hit in the early 90s, just a very touching little song, and each verse ended with, and some people cry. I remember that song. I'm trying to remember it. I wonder, was it... I can't remember. I don't want to mention the name of the person I think who sang that because it mightn't be right. That's going to annoy me all day. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, good morning. Who's that?
It's Gary Cotton.
Gary, yes.
From England.
Yes.
I'm now running the Charlie Lansbury fan club.
Oh, Charlie, yes. Sorry, what did you say your name was?
Gary.
Gary, that's right. The reason I asked you, I sent out a little message there a day or so ago. I wanted you to contact me because so many people have contacted me because they want to get in touch with, Charlie Lansbury's kind of fan club or whatever it is he has now.
Yeah.
And it's changed, whatever arrangements were before. It's different now, so they wanted to know what it was, so I thought it'd be a good idea for you to come on and explain it. So tell me what the crack is.
Well, when he left Ritz...
Ritz record label.
Yeah.
He changed record labels, yes.
That's right. It was all left in limbo. And Charlie, his manager, Joyce, seriously thought about which way they wanted to go.
Yes.
And they kindly offered me the position of running the fan club. Separate from anything. I do it on my own.
So you're the man then?
I'm the man. And I met Charlie. Well, actually, I've only known of Charlie for a year. I met him this year in Southport.
Yes.
Went to see him and met him. And then I went to Birmingham to see him and met him again.
Uh-huh.
And then had a stroke.
Oh, dear.
And,
but maybe you better not go and see him again.
Well...
You might die this time.
I was supposed to go back to work on the Monday.
Yeah.
And I had the stroke on the Saturday.
Dear.
And I think it was divine intervention because if I hadn't have had the stroke, which wasn't serious, but it was bad enough to put me in hospital,
yeah,
I'd have been back to work and I wouldn't have been able to do this.
Right.
So Charlie offered me this position to run his fan club. And I've had many calls from Northern Ireland.
I'm sure you have, because we gave out some details before, but the people keep ringing.
Yeah, and from Muriel, from Billy at the Garden Centre.
Yes.
Different people, and lovely letters, and invites, actually, to go over there. And that's why I got in touch with you, because a lot of people just like to know that there is somebody that they can contact should they want news.
Give us your details then, if you don't mind.
No, I'd love it. It's Gary Cotton.
Okay.
And it's 17.
Yes.
Trinity. Close.
Right, okay.
Evesham.
Do you remember Horace Batchelor?
That was Keynsham. K spelled K-E-Y-M.
This is Evesham. That's not to get the people to write to Keynsham. E-A-V-E.
E-V-E.
Yes.
S-H-A-M.
E-V-E-S-H-A-M, right?
Worcestershire.
Or as we call it over here, Worcestershire?
Just Worcester, W-O-R-C-S.
Yeah.
WR11.
WR11.
1JF for Freddie.
Okay, F for Freddie, right. That's Gary Cotton, 17 Trinity Close, Evesham, Worcestershire, WR111JF. That's how to contact, find out news, views, anything about Charlie Lansbury. Basically, Charlie Lansbury's fan club.
Jerry?
Yes?
Can I just get my phone number, please? Because I want them to have a contact, somebody who they can speak to.
Of course you can.
It's 01...
Yes?
386...
Yes?
476...
Yeah.
21.
Yeah, okay, it's 01386 47621.
And if I can just emphasise, I'm doing it all on my own, the fastest I can. The response is tremendous.
I'm sure, yes, I can sense that here.
And the lovely letters from people who Charlie has meant so much to them at a certain time in their life, as well as just enjoying the music. Certain songs mean so much.
Yeah.
And Charlie really is a down-to-earth, sincere, caring guy. Fame hasn't changed him. I've met him, as I said, I've met him twice. And there's just a radiance, just something from him that makes him special from somebody else.
You don't have to tell me that, I know.
Well, I just wanted your listeners to be, he's just a lovely guy.
He is indeed, yes.
His family, they're all the same. Joyce and his wife. But I appreciate the chance to come on and say hello.
Not at all, Gary. That's what the people want. They want to hear you. They want to hear what the crack is. They want to know how to get in contact with Charlie's people. Okay, Gary?
Yeah.
Good luck to you. And don't be going to see Charlie anymore. You'll get another stroke. Okay.
Thanks for your time.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. Sounds like a nice guy. Right. So we've got this information here. Some letters here. Here's one I've picked out. I listened from... no, I won't give the name. I listen to your program every day, and I enjoy it. I'm missing Sean. Oh, my God. I would dearly like to have a copy of Seamus Marin's tape, The Broken Link. I've tried the local record shops for it, but they don't have it. I have no television and depend on the radio. I have seen The Weakest Link in a friend's house. And they haven't heard the tape. So could I please have a copy and perhaps a photograph of you and Mr. Coyle? I would really appreciate it. Mr. Coyle I was talking to him yesterday. He's very low. The anger management course has brought him to his knees. He's gone the opposite way. He's all limp. But I hope he'll come round by the weekend. He's going to see Real Madrid on Sunday playing Derry City. I wonder who'll win. And that might lift his spirits a little. He needs it. He's very low. So be kind to him on Monday. I won't. So we look forward to him coming back. Mr. Coyle will be back on Monday. A new man with his management. Anger course brochures. Okay, right. We've often heard Eva Cassidy singing Over the Rainbow, and people always ask me for that all the time. I'm fed up listening to it. I think perhaps what we need is another version of Over the Rainbow. Those of you who are old enough to remember the 60s will remember a man, I hesitate to mention his name, called Tiny Tim. He's a tall man, about 6'6", with long ringlets, and a very heavy man, but he called himself Tiny Tim. He had a very unusual voice. He had a hit with a song called Tiptoe Through the Tulips, but what is not generally known is that he also recorded a song called, yes, you've guessed it, Over the Rainbow.
In a lullaby, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow. Why, oh why can't
You have to let that go to the end to appreciate the full horror. That's Tiny Tim. He's dead too, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, he's dead longer than Eva Cassidy. So that should stand to him. Right, we'll be back at 4 minutes past 11 o'clock because it's now 11 o'clock.
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
And at the news desk, this is Jackie Godfrey. 400 jobs have been lost in Londonderry after BT has withdrawn plans to build the next phase of a call centre. The project was expected to create 650 jobs, but now just 250 will remain. Brian Kernigan has the details.
Plans for the next phase of the internal call centre operation in Derry were made public by BT in October 1999. It was expected to create 650 jobs in the city. The company has pointed out it's already completed phases 1 and 2 of the Queen's Quay call centre operations, which together employ 250 people. But in a statement, the chief executive, Hanif Lalani, said that global conditions have changed dramatically over the past 18 months. He said that telecoms, software and information technology are facing a global slowdown and no company has remained immune to its effects. Mr Lalani maintained that BT is deeply committed to the city of Derry and to Northern Ireland and said that the decision was disappointing. He said BT will work closely with all city and government agencies to attract call centre and other development to the area.
The police ombudsman has announced she's investigating claims that the RUC had some details about the Omagh bomb up to 2 days in advance. Security chiefs have vehemently denied the allegations, but the investigation's been welcomed by relatives of the 29 people who were killed. Imran Khan, the lawyer representing Kevin Fulton, the alias for the man making the allegations, says it's important the ombudsman examines the claims.
Clearly the allegation is very serious and there is a real responsibility on the Ombudsman, particularly to the families who have suffered as a result of Omagh, that this allegation is checked and double-checked and investigated thoroughly and quickly.
The Secretary of State, John Reid, is to publish the government's revised implementation plan on policing shortly. The policing blueprint follows the publication of the British-Irish proposals to resolve the outstanding issues in the political process. The SDLP is still considering the plan, but Sinn Féin says it's inadequate. Some unionists have already condemned it as a blueprint for the destruction of the RUC. The 3 IRA suspects arrested in Colombia are denying links with the Provisional IRA or the Colombian terrorist group the FARC. The men, James Monaghan, Martin Macaulay and Niall Connolly, insist they were in the safe haven of the Colombian guerrillas simply as tourists, a source from their attorney's office said yesterday. The men were arrested in Bogotá on suspicion of involvement in terrorist activities. Meanwhile, Richard Lawler, the vice chairman of NORAID, which raises funds for Republican prisoners in America, said their followers would not support any links with drug running.
You know, if there's anything like drugs for money, for arms, or however the loop-de-loop goes, certainly there is no American support for any type of drugs for any cause, including the cause of Irish freedom. There's no such thing as drug running for Irish freedom or support for it here in America. I certainly would be willing to say that.
The funeral of the Belfast man stabbed in Waterford City on Monday night has taken place in Ardoyne this morning. Requiem Mass for 44-year-old Thomas Macaulay, originally from Farringdon Court in Ardoyne, was held at Holy Cross Church. That was the news. Now the weather. It'll be a bright day with some warm, sunny spells. BBC Radio Ulster News.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news.
In Belfast, temporary traffic lights are in operation on the Ravenhill Road. There are lane restrictions between Park Road and Ormeau Embankment due to essential water service work. This weekend, the M2 will again be closed for northbound traffic between York Street and Fort William, also on the M3 from the Sydenham bypass to the M2. Work begins at 7:30 this evening and the roads will be closed at 8 o'clock. Turning to the City Airport, the British Airways 12:55 flight from Edinburgh has been cancelled. For more information, contact the City Airport on 90 939 093. Deirdre Harshaw with the travel news.
Thank you and welcome back.
BBC Radio Foyle.
And BBC Radio Ulster.
With Gerry Anderson.
Thank you and welcome back. As always, I have to tell you that the phone number that you can use to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. The emails are trundling in. It's jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. Some emails here, some messages. Anonymous person and Douglas. This is for him. Thank you for leaving the baby's buggy I lost in Carrickfergus police station. And Douglas helped me to look for it. That's the anonymous person who left in the buggy. Thank you. That's from Helen in Belfast. Please announce the details of Andrew Lloyd Webber's cover version so someone can order it in a record shop. That's Dean Park. I'm not allowed to talk about that. I don't want to upset George Jones because George doesn't like me playing it because he says Dean Parks is a good friend of his. I would have thought he'd be happy that I played it because Dean Park was a good friend of his, but apparently not. A caller wants to know what happens if Tom Cruise marries his girlfriend Penelope Cruz. Will they call the first child Mediterranean? A charity dance due to be held tonight in the Ramble Inn in Antrim. That sounds like a hoot. The venue's been changed. So it's to St Joseph's Parish Centre, Greystone, Antrim. That sounds crazy. Right, for Betty and from Betty in Belfast, hello, and who from? It doesn't say who from. Please play the Broken Link to cheer her up. Oh, did I read that letter? Yes, we're going to send that. Did I read that? Did I read that letter about the lady who wanted the broken link? Did I read that? My short-term memory has gone to hell. I looked at that letter and I said to myself, I think I read that. I read that 10 minutes ago. I've forgotten that I've read this. What's wrong with me? I have to stop drinking. Bert McCormick has got the Jennifer Rowland CD. Is Bert McCormick, and I always ask you this, is he in Ballyclare or Ballycastle? We don't know, do we? Is Bert McCormick's record shop in Ballyclare? Ballyclare. It's not in Ballycastle. I'm sorry, Bert McCormick. Every time I mention Bert McCormick's name, Bert McCormick is a very, very good man if you want something that you're having difficulty getting. He's in the phone book, Bert McCormick record shop in Ballyclare. Why can't I never remember that? The Old Lamisphere. He's not there. I think the Lamisphere by over there, and he's not there. He's not in Ballycastle. He's in Ballyclare. And I apologise to Burke, it drives him crazy because every time I mention his name, I always say he's in Ballycastle. He always rings up and he says, I'm not. Lost a black and white collie dog, lost yesterday in Dromara. So there. Hello to Andrew Thompson. Happy birthday to him. That's from his workmate Bob. Here's a special request for the lovely Juliet Turner. I was talking to her the other day, and what a nice, refreshing breath of fresh air she is. She'll be playing next Thursday along with Brian Adams and the Undertones at the Brehen Playing Fields here in Derry, Stoke, Londonderry. Next Thursday night, rock and roll comes to the Maiden City. We'll all be at that, I'm telling you. I promised Juliet that I'd play this for her, and this is lovely. This is lovely. This is Broken Things by Lucy Kaplansky. It's from her new album. I'll give you details about that when it's over. This is really beautiful.
You can have my heart. It isn't new. It's been used and broken and only comes in blue. It's been down a long road. Got dirty on the way. If I give it to you, will you make it clean and wash the shame away? tried to fix it myself, but it was only worse when I got through. When you walk right into my darkness, and you speak words so sweet, and you hold me like a child till my frozen tears fall down at your feet. You can have my heart if you don't mind broken things. You can have my life. You don't mind these tears. I heard that you make old things new, so I give these pieces all to you. If you want it, you can have my heart. If you want it, you can have my heart.
Isn't that just lovely? That's Lucy Kaplansky. Well, good old traditional Irish name. That's Kaplansky. The album is called Every Single Day. It's just out, as far as I know. I hope it's out. Well, I've got a promo coffee here. Sorry, that's what we call it in the business. A promotional coffee. Copy? I've got a promotional copy. Right, that's it. But I think it's out at the moment. I think it's out. It's called Every Single Day by Lucy Kaplansky. If it's not out, order it, because it really is. It's special. Lucy Kaplansky was here. She was in Belfast not so long ago, and she was here in Derry, Londonderry, and a lovely girl she was too. It's not so long ago, unfortunately, as usual. I never went to see her. I never go to see anybody. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm antisocial. Hello? It says here, you played a track on Monday or Tuesday entitled I Am My Grandfather's Son. No. It's called I'm My Own Grandpa. Could you send me details of where I can get a copy, as I found it very amusing? That's from a man who sends me a fax, and he enjoys the programme. Thank you. It was called I'm My Own Grandpa. It was by Willie Nelson, and by the cut of his jib, it was a live recording. And now I have to be honest and tell you that I don't know what album that's from. But this is a job for Bert McCormick in Ballycastle. Ballyclare, sorry. This is a job for Bert McCormick. Let's test him. If Bert McCormick, ring him up, the person who sends me the email, he knows who he is. Ring Bert McCormick in Ballyclare and challenge him to get you I Am My Own Grandpa by Willie Nelson. And if he can get it to you, and he does get it to you, come back to us, and we'll grant Bert McCormick and Egon Roney 4 stars. Right, here's a joke. Why are people sending me jokes? Well, this one isn't bad, actually. I'm starting to tell jokes. It's serious. But I told the other one about King Billy. I thought that was good. This is not bad either. A couple of Texas hunters are out in the woods when one of them falls to the ground. He doesn't seem to be breathing. His eyes are rolling in the back of his head. The other guy whips out his mobile phone and he calls the emergency number, ambulance, whatever it is in America, 911 or something. He says to the operator, "My friend is dead. What can I do?" The operator, in a calm, smoothing voice, says, "Just take it easy. I can help. First, make sure he's dead." There's a silence. Then a shot rings out. The hunter says, "Okay, now what?" You had to be there, you know. Oh, look at the time. It's 40. See, jokes are no good. They're no good. I hate jokes. I hate people who tell jokes. There's too many people telling jokes. Anytime anyone ever comes up to me in a pub and says, "Did you hear this one?" I always go away. And they don't understand. Right, there's someone on the line here who requires attention. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good.
Apart from a chest cold.
A chest cold?
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of old colds going about, you know. It's
There
because
is
of it's the old bad, unsettled weather we're having.
That's what it is.
And also the fact that we've abused ourselves all our lives.
Of course, true there.
What can we do for you?
Right, I'm inquiring, would you ask if anyone has ever received a letter from Rudman, Perry and Jones. It's to do with Roland D. Larharp, Regional International Jewellery Creation. You're laughing at me.
Yeah, no, I'm not laughing at you. I think I know what's coming.
I got this in July, and there is a broocher in it with lovely jewellery.
Yes.
And I picked the piece out, which is 1995. It was a cash award thing. Not that I'm interested in the cash award, for I know no one in Northern Ireland would collect that money. But it was the jewellery. It was actually for a birthday gift.
Did you actually, were you under the impression that you'd won something?
Well, I was supposed to be in line. There was 2 people. I was the first respondent for this cash award. Yes, I laughed at it too, but I did admire.
You're in a queue for the cash award. There are 2 people in front of you, but don't worry. So tell me exactly what you did.
I ordered a piece of jewellery.
Right, but now, what made you order the jewellery in the first place?
Because I liked it and I wanted it for a birthday.
No, but see, we need to know. You got a letter of some kind,
right?
And it was some kind of a competition.
It was. I was picked as a winner.
Yes.
And the 2 people there was 2 of us, and the first one in got the cash prize.
Right. So yes.
But we could also order jewellery. It's what do you call it? The cash, but it says it's undertaken to introduce a new range of superb fashion jewellery.
Yes.
So I ordered a piece of jewellery.
Well, you shouldn't have done that, you know.
And it was $19.95
right.
plus £4.95
right.
post and packing. And that was 6 weeks ago tomorrow, and I still haven't heard a thing about it.
Well...
And no one knows anything that I have asked around, post office and everywhere, and no one knows anything about it. Now, I'm a pensioner, and £25 is £25 to me.
It certainly is.
And I would just like to know if anyone out there has ever got one of these. Unfortunately, I didn't keep the address.
Well, you see, that was unfortunate. You were silly. You were silly, you know.
I know that.
You see, what normally happens in a case like that is you get a wee piece of jewellery that's completely worthless. But at least they always do send you something.
Well, I still haven't received it, and that's 6 weeks ago.
Well, you know, you probably will still get it, but I hazard a guess, and I have to be careful here what I say, because I don't know all the details, but I assume it's a bit of a scam. I just assume that from what you've told me. If I'm wrong, somebody will correct me, and I apologise if I'm wrong, but it really does sound to me as if it's a scam. I mean, once you hear the idea of 2 people in line for a cash prize, and you're third, do you know what I mean? I smell a rat right away. So I would imagine that someday soon that you'll get a piece of jewellery that's worth absolutely nothing.
Nothing for that month.
And if you're really unlucky, you'll get nothing at all. And I think the best thing you can do is just put it down to experience, because you can be sure that the fine print will have sorted out any complaint that you have.
Well, there is no fine print on. I have went over this and over it. And it's just unfortunate I didn't keep the address. I still have. I crossed the postal orders and all.
Yes,
You know, when I sent them.
Okay, well, that's no protection, really, in a way.
No.
But what you can do, what I advise you to do is that wait for another couple of weeks, you know, because sometimes these things take time to process. It's not unusual that you wouldn't get anything for a few weeks. But if nothing comes within the next couple of weeks, I would contact I think there's a consumer council, isn't it? And you can make a formal complaint to them that you've been diddled, basically.
Right.
And I think they're bound to act on that if you've actually been... You know, you've been conned. If you haven't got anything for your money, they've actually stolen your money, basically. So that's a crime. Which is why they always send you something. If they send you something, it's not their fault that you didn't know what to expect. But if they don't send you anything at all, it's actually a crime. Do you know what I mean?
Because it did say on it, you pick one and you got another item free, and you picked your free item, but I didn't bother to pick the free one. I just picked the one, for I thought, well, that is a birthday gift, and I thought it would be very nice if it looked as nice as what it is in the brochure.
Yeah, but see, never. Do you know what's wrong with you? You're too trusting.
That's what it is.
You trust people, and you believe what you read in the papers.
No.
And there's nothing, that's a nice thing, but, you know, don't send them any money.
No, it's true saying fools and their money are easy.
No, you're not a fool. You just You just trust people, and that's a good thing. But sometimes that's what people depend on. These people. I'm not saying these people are con men, but they may be. People depend on people with a good nature like yourself, and that's why it's so horrible.
Horrible, but
That's
thank
what I
you
hate
very
about
much.
it. Yeah, okay. So don't worry about it anyway. Put it down to experience and wait for a couple of weeks. And if you do get nothing, report it to Consumer Council because they're bound to act on that if you don't get anything.
It's a good show. I enjoy it every morning.
Oh, good girl. Thank you very much. All right then.
All right.
Don't be sending any more money. Look, I have a thing here. Look, let me just see. You see, I happen to know what this is. Now, I know that this is not a scam. Because this is fairly genuine, you know. This is a thing. This is a doctor sent me this. A doctor.
Right.
And from Portadown, excuse me, I'm going to cough now. Oh, I needed that.
Bless you.
This man he said, good news. Lucky number 243-4042 was entered for you in our new £250,000 cash match draw. You're the winner of a cash prize. Within the next few days, you'll receive official notification of the tax-free money. You have definitely won, Dr. So-and-so. Look out for your envelope. Marked official winner's notification, which contains your personal cash claim. It doesn't say your personal cash. It says your personal cash claim. To get the money, you have won a surprise runner-up cash win, one of 10 £500 cash sums, or one of 5 prizes of £1,000 each. Perhaps yours is the 5,000, or the 10,000 win, or the £30,000 top cash prize double to 60,000. It costs definitely nothing to claim the cash. It costs nothing to claim the cash. You have definitely won this prize. Now I know what happens here. Do you want to hear what happens here?
No. Yes, I do.
But what happens here is because I did this a while ago. I did this to see what would happen. They sent me a big cheque for a £5. And it was a big ornate cheque that you would be ashamed to put in the bank. That's why it's like that, because actually, I would imagine, I'm only guessing, that they assume that it would be embarrassing for you to go to your bank with a £5 cheque like that. Just like a big one from Santa.
I know.
You know what I mean? But then you have to join. It's also included is an injury insurance policy. Which costs you £2 or £3 a month. So what you do is, if you win, you have to sign up for the insurance and cost you £2 or £3 a month. They give you £500 or something if you break your leg. That's why the doctor wasn't terribly impressed by that. So to see whatever comes into your door that says the word cash, win, prize on the envelope,
just spin it.
Don't even open it.
No.
Don't even open it. All right?
From now on, I won't bother.
Don't open nothing in the future.
That's true.
Except it comes from the DHSS. Okay, because they never con us. They just refuse to give us money when we need it.
That's right.
Okay, then.
You don't even give me any. I'm on the pension.
Oh, don't be talking. I know all about it. I've been trying to get on the dole for years now, and they keep saying I'm working for the BBC. I said, what does that matter? All right, then, love.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Same goes for everybody else. Don't be sending money to these people. Once you see a giveaway, the Rochester Hotel, New Jersey, you just know right away that's not a multinational company. You just know right away. Bill Campbell writes to me and he says, a while back you seemed preoccupied with totem poles. I was. I got over it, though. Little therapy and I was fine. I wondered if you'd ever heard the tale about what happened to the submarine HMS Totem many years ago. No, I didn't. The submarine was launched in 1944. She sailed the 7 seas and managed to come through the wars without a scratch. Whether this was by good fortune or something else will forever be a mystery. This is a man who writes to me called Bill Campbell. On her commissioning, the sub was presented with a totem pole by a member of the Cowichan tribe of Indians of Canada. The story went that the boat would be protected as long as she carried the totem pole in the submarine. Now, it's not every day you go down into a submarine and see a totem pole. Sailors, with all their bravery, are a superstitious breed, and I myself have always considered it unwise to whistle on board ship, or indeed harm a passing seagull, said creatures being considered the last resting place of the souls of deceased chief stokers. Right, this man was obviously in the Navy himself, or the Merchant Marine, I'm not quite sure. Be that as it may, there does seem to have been some truth in the myth that was perpetuated by the succeeding crews of the Totem, as the following events testify. The Navy put the submarine out to tender, and she was purchased by Israel. In due course, a crew arrived in Portsmouth to sail the vessel home. Furnished with a new name, it was now called the Dakar. She sailed early in 1968 for Haifa. Her crew of 69 souls were set for an uneventful trip back to their homeland in Israel. The boat had been thoroughly overhauled and was good as new, except for one thing. They took out the totem pole. They removed it when the boat was decommissioned from the Royal Navy. They said to themselves, that bloody thing's in the way, boys. Shift her out. Naturally, no one, barring perhaps a few old salts, remotely considered the myth of the totem pole. By that time it had all been forgotten. Well, the submarine never made it back to Israel. She was last reported in the eastern Mediterranean, but from that point on, silence. Not a word from the 69 souls. Was it possible that good fortune deserted the ship when the totem was removed? If the myth caused scant interest before, it certainly gave food for thought in the months immediately following the tragedy. As for the totem pole, I believe it's still knocking about and casting a baleful eye over all in the Submarine Museum in Gosport. You see, the submarine went down, the 69 men went down, the totem pole survived. Impassive, enigmatic, and who knows, the totem pole can still be a potent source of magic.
Hey, well, all right, sir. Here we go there. And what are you going to give for him? I'm at 25. Will they give me $30? 30, make it 30, bid it a 30, 35, and now the 40, make it a 40, bid it a 40, now 5, 5, 5, make it a 45, and now 50 on the band there. There was a boy in Arkansas who wouldn't listen to his ma when she told him that he should go to school. He'd sneak away in the afternoon, take a little walk, then pretty soon you'd find him at the local auction barn. He'd stand and listen carefully, then pretty soon he began to see how the auctioneer could talk so rapidly. He said, oh my, it's do or die, I've got to learn that auction cry, gotta make my mark and be an auctioneer. $25 bidder now, $30, 30, will he give me 30, make it 30, bid it a bomb, $30, will he give me 30, hurry, bid it a $30 bid. $30 bidder now, 35, will he give me 35 to make it a 35, to bid it a 35, who would have bid it at a $35 bid? As time went on, he did his best, and all could see he didn't jest. He practiced calling bids both night and day. His pap would find him behind the barn just working up an awful storm as he tried to imitate the auctioneer. Then his pap said, son, we just can't stand to have a mediocre man selling things at auction using our good name. I'll send you off to auction school, then you'll be nobody's fool. You can take your place among the best. $35 bidder, now the $40, 40, will he give me 40, make it a 40, bid it a bomb, $40, will he give me 40, hurry, bid it a $40 bid. $40 bidder now, 45, will he give me 45 to make it a 45, to bid it a 45, who would have bid it at a $45 bid? So from that boy who went to school, there grew a man who played it cool. He came back home a full-fledged auctioneer. Then the people came from miles around just to hear him make that rhythmic sound that filled their hearts with such a happy cheer. Then his fame spread out from shore to shore. He had all he could do and more. Had to buy a plane to get around. Now he's the tops in all the land. Let's pause and give that man a hand. He is the best hillbilly auctioneer. $45 bidder now, $50, 50, will he give me 50, make it a 50, bid it a bomb, a $50, will he give me 50, hurry, bid it a $50 bid. $50 bidder now, 55, will he give me 55 to make it a 55, to bid it a 55, I sold that hog for a $50 bill.
That's Leroy Van Dyke.
Right, sir, open the gate and let them out and welcome, boys. Here we come, a lot of number 29 in. What are they going to give for him? I'm at 25 to get $30, 30, make it 30, bid it 30 now, 5, another $40, 40, 45, another $50, $50, 50, make it a 50.
The old DJ trap at the end there, forgot about that one. That's Leroy Van Dyke. That's a song called The Auctioneer. Right, email, Mr. Anderson, this is from David Turley. He says, my complaint is that yesterday you mentioned John Bennett's website, and in fact, the fact that he has a new photograph on it, a horrendous prospect to contemplate. I've tried to access said site, but page unavailable keeps showing up. I'm viewing this website on a 29-inch TV. What size of a TV screen is required to access the great baldy ginger one? I want to get the full Technicolor experience. I wouldn't if I was you. I'd stay. I'd walk away. Maybe Jay's fluid is required. Yeah, throw a dash of Jay's fluid onto the screen. I'm sure Bennett will appear. If not, to say, What a wonderful piece of Jay's fluid that was. Let's see, I've got some other stuff here I have to bring up. Sorry, I'm scrolling, Here's a lady. Oh, yes, Michelle O'Neill says, thank you for all your help and the announcements that you have made. I'm pleased to say that we have found Oscar, our kitten. He's been reunited with the staff of Queen's University. Once again, thank you for all your help, and to your listeners, thank you all very much. It's good to see that Oscar has been reunited with his academic pals. Geordie is on the line. Good morning, Geordie. I think, is this a fact that Geordie is on the line? Mm-hmm. He doesn't seem to be answering.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, Geordie, how are you? Sorry, I thought you were gone there.
Oh, no.
The man with whom you spent a little time yesterday,
Aye.
I'm hearing disturbing reports that...
Belfast Sunday.
Belfast Sunday. I talked to him on the phone yesterday and seemed to be enjoying himself. I believe he was savaged by Tiny.
Well, now, he said he struck taggers in Belfast Zoo and...
Mm-hmm.
He photographs took and all. He says, no, Doug, I have a gift with animals, he says. Well, he says, that's all right, Sandy, but don't you go near Tiny now.
And did he go near Tiny?
Oh, my.
And the bravado...
I told him, Gerry, there 3 times.
Well, what do you have to do? I mean, what kind of range do you need to be at for Tiny to get you? Now, supposing Tiny's in the corner there. How far away must
Tiny could catch you anywhere.
But why did he go for him?
After him laying the photographs and all around a tagger... was stuck in the tagger, like.
Yeah, but why did Tiny go for him?
Sandy says it is a gift over animals. They say Sandy there you might have, but now...
Not with Tiny.
There's Tiny's Tiny, and Sandy, don't you go near or try to stroke Tiny now.
Well,
right?
did he try and stroke him? Did he try and stroke him? And what happened?
He took a bit of lump. He took out of him.
Out of his what?
Out of his hand. Good job, I had his chest flute.
Right.
I poured it up his chest flute and got an out clout and lapped it up. And
I'd say that he jumped when he got that jade fluid in the hand.
But that kills all germs, Gerry, you know.
I know, it kills the circulation as well.
Uh-huh.
So, was the one lunge enough for Tiny?
Oh, yes. Sandy run.
He didn't savage him further?
No. Well, I got a hold of Tiny, and I says, Tiny, what are you doing?
And what did Tiny say to that?
And he,
well, you see, obviously Sandy would have realised then, as soon as Tiny bit him, that he did not indeed have a special power over animals.
No, he found out the hard road, Jay, but listen, but you know, you wee Belfast people, you couldn't talk to them.
Exactly. Well, I hope he's going and getting himself a tetanus shot.
Well, that's what they said to him.
Yeah, because he might end up with a lockjaw.
He could indeed.
And you don't want that kind of thing.
Oh, no.
Listen, tell me, you're geared up for tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what he brought me by wee sound? What? So I'm going to pay him for him. One of them didgeridoo that, you name it, that has it.
A didgeridoo?
I know, one of them, that is, everything, you know. A wee television screen and a place tape. Oh, and I hear the old Capner, that travelling man.
Yes.
I mean, the one that sent me the 2 cassettes.
Yes.
Had nothing to play on.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think, Sandy lined up this yoke.
Well, listen, are you telling me that Sandy brought up a device whereby it's a kind of a record player, CD player, radio and TV?
Yes.
And TV?
Uh-huh.
Well, I tell you what, he's a friend.
I know, but I'm going to pay him for... Oh, no.
That's a dear article, that, you know.
But I don't do them things, Gerry.
I know you don't. But it's very nice of him to think about it. Very nice of him to... And have you tuned in the TV and everything?
Oh, yes, everything's functioning.
Can you get Emmerdale and all that stuff?
Well, I didn't really go that far, you know, to watch it's a wee square, you know, in front of it.
Can you get Town Challenge? That's the main thing.
I don't know. I can or not. It's a root star.
A root? Yes, a gold star.
Root star.
Is it not Gold Star?
ROADSTAR.
All right then, okay. Don't snap at me.
I'm not snapping. Root star.
You're just getting cheeky now. But that's all right. That's okay. I don't mind. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it.
You said Gold Star. It's Root Star.
Okay, right. It's Road Star. But that's very. What size of a screen is it? Is it there's different sizes. Is it maybe 6 inches, something like that? Maybe more. Is it the length of a ferret? Half a ferret?
No, about 6 inches across.
Well, that's all you need. Because, See, that's good. You see, if you're sitting down having a wee smoke and a wee drink.
About 6 inches up.
You could prop that up beside you near the fire. And if you want to have a look at the news, you know, or watch the Hole in the Wall gang, you know, the things we enjoy so much.
And do you know who's here, Gerry?
At the moment?
Uh-huh.
Who?
Anne's going to get her hair done.
Is she?
No, we are.
Is she coming along with you tomorrow?
Oh, to Guildford?
Yes.
Oh, but I put you on the dance tonight.
Oh, I forgot about the dance tonight. Where is the dance tonight?
In the British Legion in Point
Of
Park.
course, you told me all about it. Yes, you see, my short-term memory's gone.
And then you're talking me, like.
I know. So there we have...
Would you have a wee quick word for us?
I will indeed. There we have the British Legion Hall tonight in Points Pass and the Guildford Game Fair tomorrow and Sunday. What a serious world of social engagements. Anne's always reluctant, you know. I never know what to say when Geordie says you want to speak to Anne, because she doesn't really. And I say, yep, look. Yeah. Yeah, she reluctant.
Hello, Gerry.
Anne, I'm sorry to bring you to the phone like that. He seems to be very keen always for you to talk to me, and I sometimes sense that you don't really want to talk to me at all. Nothing personal, but I know you're a bit shy.
Oh, not shy. Oh, no. The same lady's not shy. No way.
Well, I just thought it might be nice to
I
see
don't
you.
go over here very often.
No.
I'm busy doing all things.
Are you going to the dance tonight?
Yes, I'm going to the dance tonight and get for tomorrow.
And okay,
I'm not going on Sunday. I don't like going. But we say it once on a Saturday. It's enough for you.
Saturday's enough, yeah. So let's take one day at a time, as Gloria Honeyford used to say. So what will... No, who does
Gloria Company in Western.
Oh, that's it. Sorry,
one day at a time.
That's right. So the night tonight's the dance, right? The British Legion Hall in Points Pass. Do you know who's playing?
Paul somebody. I don't know his name. I like country and western. A man sings country and western. That's what I know.
A man singing country and western called Paul. There's plenty of those
for a couple of hours anyhow.
Right. Getting your hair done. What are you going to get done to your hair?
Oh, blow dry. A blow dry.
It's hard to beat. I've always said it's hard to beat a blow dry.
Paul Kelly, you call them on.
Well, is it a kind of a formal thing? I mean, what do people wear at the...
anything at all, trousers or anything at all. I don't care. It's not like a big do going to a hunt ball or something like the bow tie things. Nothing like that, or a long evening dress or anything.
You're not going to wear cans or anything?
No, nothing like that, though.
Well, the only thing that puzzles me about this, is Geordie going to dance?
No, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Have you ever been to a dance with him before?
Oh, I have been in Ballymore and Tom DeGee.
Well, did he never dance with you?
Oh, he didn't dance with me because I had a sore foot. No, he danced with all people. He wouldn't dance with me.
He didn't dance with you because you had a sore foot? But you have seen evidence that he's capable of dancing?
Oh, he can dance all right. He danced with a pregnant woman in Tom DeGee.
He danced with a pregnant woman in Tom DeGee? I wonder who the father was.
Well, she was my woman. Her husband was there that night. It was only a bit of crack to break the laugh of Tom DeGee ones. They're dead ducks.
It takes a lot to get a pregnant woman out of her seat at a dance, you know.
I know, but she did it anyhow.
His powers of persuasion must be great. Now, let's not go down there anyway. Let's walk away from that. So tomorrow, you're going to be heading off. You'll be appearing at Guildford.
It's a good day. No rain or anything.
I have to say to you that I anticipate a lot of people will be there.
Hey, you're going to the Lambeth Fair.
Yes, the Lambeth Fair. Why don't you come down with Geordie?
Well, I said it before.
Well, that doesn't mean you can't go again.
Oh, no, I can go again.
Why don't you come down?
I'll go down with George.
Yes, do indeed. On Tuesday the 28th of August.
I'll go down anyhow.
And it'll be a short day because we'll be finished at 12 o'clock and then we'll go off and have a wee bite of lunch.
Oh, yes, that's the right way to do it.
And he could start drinking then. Are you a little worried that he might be a little, well, not sober tomorrow night?
Oh, I don't know. He might take a few drinks over there, probably.
Yeah, okay, right.
There's a pay for them anyhow. You not get them nothing over there free.
Tell him to keep off it in Guildford until after 6 o'clock.
Oh.
All right, then. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself tonight.
Okay.
And I'll
Thank
talk
you
to
very
you.
much talking to you, Gerry.
Okay,
all the best. How's Sean Kyle keeping?
He's just finishing his anger management course and he's got homework.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
You want to talk to Geordie again?
I think he's going to be okay.
Okay, bye.
He'll be back here on Monday.
We'll be back on Monday, Gerry.
He'll be back on Monday. Anne sounds chipper. She's looking forward to the night.
Anne's the best.
She's the best.
Actually, she's getting her wee hair doctored.
Tell me about the doctored. Tell me about the pregnant woman in Tandragee.
She's a nice wee woman and her husband.
You see?
And her husband didn't dance. No.
Are you a jiver?
Oh, you name it, Gerry. I've done it.
What's your forte? What's your favourite dance? Are you a rumba, a samba? Are you a quick step or a foxtrot?
Oh, I'm as quick as a rat up a drain pipe.
You're as quick as a ferret.
Oh,
are you a bit of a jiver?
Oh, yes, I've done it often.
All right, then, okay. All right, then. Anne'll be danced off her feet tonight, and I can tell.
And do you know, Gerry, the main from Macrafelt?
Pardon?
Main, the four ladies come from Macrafelt.
That's right.
Well, the two mums was there.
Mm-hmm.
You know. and the two daughters.
I like the daughter talk. Yeah.
But I never seen such a fit women up there from Magherafelt.
You see, it's the old agricultural.
There's a tall one and a short blondie one.
And the short blondie one.
And the nicest people, Gerry, that ever you'd meet in a day's walk.
Are these the two daughters, are they?
You know, daughters of each mums, you know.
I'll take the short one. You can have the bag.
Yes, the wee blondie one. But the tall, black-haired one, boys, long, lean, hungry like a pot, though.
How tall is she? Is she?
Oh, but I would say 6 foot 6'1".
That's a bit tall for me now, to be honest with you. I like
but
to look.
She is fit.
I like to look down on them.
But the wee blondie one.
And
then we landed in Bondbridge.
Yes. And what happened then?
Well, I went into the shop and done a bit of bought a lot of odds and ends, and the two mums were sitting in the car.
Did you not bring them in for a wee drink?
Yes, surely. Yes. We did one round the corner and then.
You see, this now you're sucking diesel, and anything developed from you'd be able to separate them at all. The trick is separate. When you have 4 women like that, you see, it's a problem if you're a single man.
No, Gerry, we hadn't 4 women. The 2 mothers sit in the car.
Oh, that's even better. The 2 mothers sit in the car and the 2 young ones go to the pub. Well, that's only, and it was just you and the 2 of them.
But what do you think? It's wonderful too what comes in, as the man says, what comes out of the end of a pipe.
Yeah.
We're walking down, just on this way. Oh, well-to-do man, like. Oh, mention no names now, but well-to-do.
Yes.
And what do you think he tapped on the shoulder?
And what did he do?
Huh? Now, you got an idea what he said?
I can kind of guess, but I hope it's not anything that we can't say.
Oh, no.
What did he say? Did he tap one of them on the shoulder?
No, he tapped me in the shoulder.
Oh, you? Well, what did he say? I know what he said to you. He said, is there one going spare there?
You're quit. You've hit the nail in the head, he said.
I knew it.
You see.
You got a spare one there?
And I'm a married man, too.
I know. Married men are the worst. And I hope you told him to get
I
packing.
just turned around and gave him a look, and that was enough.
Sent him packing, Geordie.
Yes, I just turned around and took a look at him.
But you see, that again, if you had been thinking, you could have given him the one that you didn't fancy.
No. But now, look, Gerry.
I know.
There's more to, life than the didgeridoo doos, really.
It's amazing what comes out of the end of a pipe.
Isn't it?
It is.
And I'm a married man.
He came straight.
And he says,
he came out of the end of that pipe, all cylinders blazing.
Well dressed like a sore finger. And he says, could we make it a foursome? He says here.
Do you think he had drink taken?
No, not at all. He's as sober as a judge.
And a face like a sore
finger. The same old codger wouldn't spend tuppence.
And a face like a sore finger. And he just came straight out of the end of the pipe. Right, I don't like the sound of him.
He says, Jordan.
Yeah.
Hey, could we make it a foursome here?
Maybe a 2 men round the corner.
And I took a look at him, and that was enough.
I know. He knew that it wasn't on.
No.
I hate men. Women hate that, I mean, that man came up, and he probably never even looked at the 2 women other than looking at having a wee glick at their legs.
Well, that's it.
And he addressed you, and he actually asked you for one of them.
That is right.
Hey, what is this? The Horn of Africa in 1840? What is this? Slave trade? White slavery? What is it?
Well, that's it. That's what I tell you. You can't walk out for a pair of nice-looking women.
Without men coming over looking to buy drink and wanting to do a foursome. I hate that.
Well, I should hate it.
No, we should name him. But we won't. We won't know because he's married. No, don't do that. Name him and shame them, I say. I'm going to name more people in this programme. Anyway, I'm angry now because of those women went up there in good faith. And the 2 of their mothers sitting in the car too.
What?
The 2 of their mothers sitting in the car.
Yes, and they were coming the whole road from Magherafelt.
Oh, the whole road from Magherafelt.
You know what I mean, like.
I know. It's an insult. The man should be ashamed of himself. He's a
good day's shot and photographs took, and
I know.
The wee magpie bunty were sapping chickens, and you know what I mean, and old hoots and all, and.
It was just all fun together. Good, clean, innocent fun.
Well, that's it. But see, the words.
Until the man with a face with like a sore finger, he came in and introduced sex.
He says, Jordan, making a foursome, he says,
I've heard that. I wish I had a sixpence for every time I heard that.
There you are, you see. Well, you're a topple. You topple, Jerry. You're not a gift man,
Straight out of the end of a pipe. That's where I came from.
But you are, no, you fool some of the people, but you are an educated man.
Well, I spent 5-6 years in university. Why wouldn't I be educated?
I like the way you told Ron by come on there. I don't know when it was, like a days ago or so.
Yeah.
Or maybe a week ago. And he tried to pull you up about English language.
Oh, that's the last thing he would do.
And you come out before, as a man says, before you could turn a sixpence. you come out with a lot of words that I never hear telling, now, being honest.
Stop them in his tracks.
Why, you did. No.
They won't start me.
No, I hear wee Hans says she wants to see you on...
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, Anne.
Do you know I've seen you all night all mixed up there on television?
Oh, yes, I'm on it all the time.
Did you get your hair cut?
I don't know. That's probably an old one.
I'll repeat one. You look wearing your canary suit on you.
Well, I might get my canary suit out again tonight. I think it's that's hanging up in the perch. Oh, well, thank you very much, Anne.
Got very fat, hasn't he?
Pardon?
Amy Holmes got very fat.
Oh, he's like a side of a house.
He's like a big hippo.
Well, maybe he wouldn't appreciate that.
No.
Let's walk away from that one. Okay?
Okay.
All right,
okay.
Anne.
I want to give mention to Irene Cantry and Eve on her distance in Bondbridge.
Take your time. Take your time. Start that again slowly.
Irene Cantry.
That's the same speed. Come on, stop.
My hairdressers in Bondbridge.
Do it slowly. I can't make that out. Come on, slowly. Slowly. Do that again, slowly.
I can't hear this Water's one as the same dog barking. Teddy's barking. I want to mention Irene Cantley and Yvonne.
Okay.
Hairdressers in Bondbridge, New Street in Bondbridge.
Yes.
And I want you to pay a wee rack cut for them.
Put them on Packer Dun.
Packer Dun will do all right.
Packer Dun will do all right.
Will you play Packer Dun?
I haven't got it with me.
Now, you oldest by
Don't forget it played for.
All right then, okay.
You'll get Pile Packer Dun. You hope it is.
Listen now, Geordie, enjoy your dance in the British Legion in Points Pass tonight. And I know the world will... You'll be surprised the number of people will want to see you on Saturday and Sunday at Guildford, I'm telling you.
Okay, George.
Okay, Geordie.
Bye now.
Say goodbye to Anne for me. Bye. Bye. Anne never shuts up. Never. As long as she lives, never shuts up. Don't talk any slower either. Here's Jennifer Thing. I love this. This is the best. Jennifer Rowland, Celtic Steps. I didn't think Aunt Helen was going to make it there, but it made it. It's like like Brendan Boyer in the high notes. That was the Hen House Party. Hen House, not Hen House Party, for God's sake. Hen Party. Hen House 5+2, song called In the Mood, and before that, Jennifer Rowland, a song called Celtic Steps from an album called Wings. Hello to the Thompson twins who work at the RMC in Banbridge. Happy birthday to them from all the lads at work. There's a jazz afternoon in Cushendall Golf Club on Sunday between 1 and 4. And hello to Betty Cummings. Get well soon to her from Peggy and Seamus. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, who's that?
It's Johnny Graham here, Gerry.
Yes, how can you do if you... sorry, I can't even speak. Go ahead, you speak.
Gerry, I tell you, it was a throwaway line. I was listening to your programme a couple of days ago. Can't even remember what day. It was a throwaway line you came away with. You played a Juliet Turner track.
Yes.
It was one that you said was going to be difficult to find. And you mentioned that she sings in her own accent.
Yes.
Well, I think that's very important.
Of course. You know, Van Morrison used to do that. He did that at the very beginning and then he stopped it.
I think, especially for young artists, there's nothing I hear worse than hearing somebody from Ballymena singing an American accent. It's not on.
It's the worst thing in the world. It's very embarrassing too, because I've got to the stage I can't talk to people. I mean, I was talking to a young girl the other day who shall be nameless, and she was a good singer, and she said she'd made this record. And I said, I'm glad to hear that. She'd made a tape. I said, when did you send it up to me? And she sent it up to me, and I listened to it, and all I could hear, I was singing, I love you, baby. I love you. And I said to her, why are you singing like that? And she said, like what? She didn't understand it. See, people use a Southern American accent because that's where all the early rock and roll started.
That's what I hear. That's the influence, you see.
You know, it's you're singing loud, baby, yeah!
See, Bram Houston, you've heard of Bram Houston. He sings in his own accent.
He doesn't.
Well, now, I've heard a couple of his albums, and I have to say...
No, sorry, what I mean, are you saying that he does, or are you saying that he does? Oh, he does, yes, of course he does.
Absolutely does.
I thought you were saying that he doesn't. Yes, he does. Van Morrison did it in a way, in Madame George, in a way, but he did it more in things like, you know, cleaning windows.
That's right.
And but then he only did it sporadically. But I have to pat Juliet on the back and say that, you know, she's the first who actually tried to do it wholeheartedly.
Well, there's another thing, and this is kind of linked in a way. I have to say this too. I can remember going to the Waterfront Hall, the BT studio a few years ago, and Juliet Turner was back in a band there. Mm-hmm. And the audience didn't pay one pick of attention. They would talk the whole way through. And a friend and colleague of yours, Steve Stockman, does a program Sunday night.
Steve Stockman. God's with you. God's with you.
That's the one.
Yeah.
He was emceeing that particular concert, and he was raging because nobody had listened to a word Juliet said.
Sure, nobody bothers. See, that's the thing about. I've always maintained that anybody with any talent in Northern Ireland have no chance. It's only the tubes that get the attention. Anybody with real talent always have to leave Northern Ireland, always. I don't know what's wrong with this.
As soon as they get big, everybody's tripping over themselves to say, I was the first to listen.
I know. Anyway, listen, I have to go because I have to play a record now. I've got a time to play up until 12 o'clock. Why don't you give us a ring back sometime? I want to talk about this again.
Okay, Gerry, good to talk to you. I will do.
Good man. Thanks very much.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Very valid point. Oh, further to my message. Oh, sorry, there's the thing. I have to do that again. Sorry, I'm whipping around this mic with no attention paid at all to BBC guidelines as to why you should not grab the mic with your fist. This will be our last record today. It's a very unusual version of a Bob Dylan song called All Along the Watchtower.
There must be some way out of here, said the choker to the thief. There's too much confusion here. Well, I can get no relief. Businessmen, they drink my wine. Plowmen dig my earth. But none of them know along the line know what any of this is worth, yeah. No reason to get excited. Well, the thief, he kind of spoke. There's many here among us now who think that life is but a joke. But you and I, we've been through that, and this is not a fate. So let us not talk falsely now, because the hour is getting late. All along the watchtower, the princess kept the view, while women came and went, barefoot servants too. Outside in the cold, cold distance, while cat didn't growl, two riders were approaching. Well, as the wind began to outside in the distance, wild cat didn't growl, two riders were approaching. Well, as the wind began to howl, oh yeah. I don't even know who that is, but it's from an album called A Nod to Bob, a tribute to Bob Dylan. I think they're called the Lonesome Cowboys, but I wouldn't be absolutely sure. That's all we have time for. If you want to write to me over the weekend or whenever, it's Gerry Anderson, BBC Radio Foyle. That'll do me. Derry Stoke London, Gerry, that'll get me. If you want to send me an email, it's gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. That's all we have in the meantime. Have a nice weekend. Don't be doing anything silly. Drive carefully. Look after yourself. I'm Frank Mitchell now. It's 12 o'clock.